Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Johanna. For those of you who are new here, welcome. For those of you who are returning, welcome back. In this quick video, I'm actually going to be doing a flip through of these two new coloring books I literally just got today, and they are both by Kira Shershneva, and if that is of interest to you, please stay tuned. Okay, so about a week and a half ago, I was watching a video by Emma Colors 2020, and I'll go ahead and link her channel below. And she had gotten some other ones. She was still waiting on this one, but I was intrigued by the concept. So I'm sorry for the glare, but that hopefully will be alleviated in just a second. But this is a new coloring book by Kira Shershneva. I'll go ahead and link it. I did purchase these from Amazon. And what's intriguing about these, and they're both the same by the way of type, is that they are color by color. So if you're familiar with painting by number, color by number, usually the picture will have the number and there's a corresponding color to it. Well, this one's a little different. Now, they do give you the test page here, which I think is interesting. I'm going to live on the edge, and so when it calls for a particular color, I'm just going to do a tiny little swatch in the page, and then I'm just going to go from there. So I'm not going to use this. But what you can see, and hopefully there is no glare since the paper is a bit shiny, is that it is outlined in black, but more so it's outlined in the corresponding color. So for instance, this part of the swag would be in the dark or the violet. That might be a little bit hard to tell because the distinction between those two colors is not that great. So you can see it more here, but I guess this trim would be violet and this one would be the dark violet. But you can see that once you're done, you won't have any numbers peeking through. And I loved the idea of it. So this is called Women's World, and it's different pictures of ladies. Now, the only complaint I have about this book is that there is no name to it. So for like this, I would think this is, it's not Regency or Victorian because the dress is too poofy, but it's like maybe the 1600s. I'd say maybe England or France. This one looks like a kimono to me, so I would say it's Japan. There's also cherry blossoms, although cherry blossoms are all over the place. This one, I'm not sure, so it's somewhere in Europe. I would think maybe Scandinavia or Norway, or maybe Scandinavia isn't a country, but it's a location, but it's like one of those type of pictures. And so that's the only complaint. I don't exactly know where these women are from. So there's cactus here, so maybe this is Peru or Ecuador, Mexico, Panama. I don't know. Native American, because some of them to me, for me at least, are very easy to determine. I think this would be Holland because of the windmills. India because of, I don't know if it is the Taj Mahal, but it has that feeling to it. Maybe Russia? I don't know. This looks like a Korean hanbok, so I think this is Korean. This one also has a sari to it, but it also, because of the hair, makes me think it might be from Greece. Yeah, I don't know. This definitely is Greece, so maybe this is Roman. This has a llama, so maybe Peru. Don't know. This has a flamenco dress, so I'm thinking it's from Spain. This one, I have no idea. Maybe Switzerland, maybe Australia, or no, Austria. Australia and Austria are two different places. This here, because there's a turban, So maybe Egypt or Morocco. But as you can see, the pictures are beautiful. I'd want to say Germany, but that's not a dirndl that I'm familiar with, but it might be a different style, maybe from like Bavaria or something like that. Maybe this is from Austria. Again, that's the only downside of this book that I can see, is that it doesn't have anywhere where the country is listed. And to me, that's part of the interesting part, because, okay, this is from blah, blah, blah. And so I might actually want to Google blah, blah, blah. But now I don't know. Really pretty picture. And this one here, again, maybe Spain, maybe Andalusia. I don't know. This one definitely gives me Queen Elizabeth I kind of vibes, just because of the way this looks here and that ruffle collar. This one is, well, I'd say it's either Scotland or Ireland. I know they're two different countries. Because of the plaid and this little thing, I would think Scotland, but because of prevalence of the green and the ginger hair, I'd say Ireland. So I don't know. And that's the last of it. Again, there's no, because I thought, well, maybe they had something in the back, but no, they don't. So I really like this book, and I'm going to enjoy going into it. And then the other one, I won't have any, well, I won't have as much commentary, but this is Color by Color, Stained Glass Mandala. Now, I generally don't like mandala books. I don't like the repetition of it. I like detail, but I don't like the repetition. But I was quite intrigued that there's only a few colors per page, and that it looks like it might be easy. Because, as I've noticed as I've been progressing through my own coloring journey, is that while I love a detailed page, they can get a little overwhelming by way of the amount of work. Not so much about the detail. I love the detail, but because I like to use colored pencils in the majority of my books, I'll be using Crayolas in here. It can take hours upon hours, and sometimes I just want to come into something and just play. And so I'm thinking these two books will definitely be a way to do that. And again, as you can see, I don't know how much is in the frame, they take very few colors. And even though it's a mandala, even though it's repetitious, I don't think I'm going to mind that, because it's going to be just a quick color, maybe at the end of a hard day where I don't want to really focus on choosing my own colors. And instead I come into something like this or like this, and then just once I get past the testing stage, then I'll just go ahead and just color. And I really like that. And so I did start on a page. Again, it's about 2 o'clock Friday afternoon, March 26th. I got this about 12 o'clock today. And so I filmed another video, and then I wanted to play around. I also love that there is a background. I really like that. And it's one-sided, so that's very helpful. And so this is the one that I started. I actually will be filming another video after this where I'm going to finish it up. As you can see, I've been using my Crayolas. Now, I'm not going to keep these out and then use them again and again, because honestly, it doesn't matter if I use the same blue for every single picture. It only matters that I use the same blue for the picture that I'm working on. So once I'm done with this one, I'll go ahead and put these away. Now, I don't have alcohol markers. I actually tried to order some from Amazon, but apparently you can't ship alcohol markers to Hawaii. So that's okay. I have tons. I have a whole 100 count of Crayolas. I've got Tombos. I've got mild liners. So I'll be able to find colors. And for me, this one is very close in matching, and that was intentional. But if I want something to be lighter and I don't necessarily want to have these more warmer hues, I might go really light on the reds or really light on the yellows and then just bump it up. I mean, it's my coloring book. I can do what I want. But I love that it's simplistic and that it's quick. This here probably took me about 10 minutes. Now, I'm not worried about shading. I'm not worrying about lines. I'm not worried about anything. For me, it's just the unfolding of the picture that I'm really enjoying, but it's also quite mindless. I don't have to think about it. Now, if I'm in the mood to color, then I'll go to my Joanna Basford or my Erie or my Opal, and I'll spend some time with my color pencils and work on shading and whatnot. But if I just want some mindless entertainment while I'm watching something, I think this is definitely going to be my go-to. Thank you, Emma, so much for featuring those coloring books. I am definitely going to have some fun in this. Again, only one complaint is there is no names on the countries that each of the women are from, but that's just minor. And it is also one-sided, though, as you can see for this one, there is a little bit of bleed through. So I'm going to be working from the back forward. That's just going to be my preference. You can use however you'd like to in your book, but I would recommend if you are in one of these pages, even if you've already colored the previous page, to just put a piece of paper, copy paper, whatever in between, so that if it does have a little bit of bleed through, the only page that it's going to affect is this one, and it won't bleed through on either your blank or your colored page. All right, guys, I will link both of these in the description box below. Again, sorry for the glare. Emma, again, thank you so much for your video. And as always, aloha.